Anakin Skywalker stands at the edge of his destiny. The war he believes is over. The Separatist leaders are dead. Peace, order, control. He thinks he's secured it all. But his eyes no longer reflect hope. They burn yellow with corruption. Padmé's starship descends through the smokes. She runs to him, desperate. But this time, it's not Obi-Wan who follows. The ramp lowers, and out steps Master Yoda. He does not ignite his saber. He does not accuse. He speaks calmly. He reminds Anakin of the young boy he was, dreaming of freeing the slaves, a Jedi who saved millions, a brother, a husband, a hero. Anakin shouts that he did it all for peace, for Padmé, for the galaxy. Yoda doesn't argue with power. He speaks with truth. Anakin hesitates. He falters. Padmé rushes to him. She holds him, and in her touch, in Yoda's silence, something breaks. Darth Vader dies before he is truly born. Anakin throws his lightsaber to the ground. He falls to his knees, sobbing. Padmé holds him, and for the first time in a long time, there is hope. On Coruscant, beneath the cold shadows of the Senate chamber's towering columns, Obi-Wan Kenobi confronts the true architect of the galaxy's fall, Darth Sidious. There is no banter, no hesitation, only silence, and then fury. The Dark Lord strikes first, a blur of crimson and crackling lightning. His movements are impossibly fast, his attacks relentless and cruel. He hurls Senate pods like daggers, filling the air with deafening crashes and spinning wreckage. Obi-Wan meets the onslaught with disciplined precision, his blue blade a shield of light amidst the chaos. But this is no ordinary duel. Sidious isn't toying with his prey. He's trying to destroy it. A blast of Force lightning slips through Obi-Wan's guard, striking him square in the chest. He's thrown across the chamber, smoke curling from his robes. Pain flares white hot. His breathing falters. A burn sears into his side. But Obi-Wan rises, bloodied, shaken, still standing. With grit and sheer will, he keeps moving, parrying Sidious's blows, not to win, but to stall. Every second matters. Every breath he takes is a defiance of the dark. Then, movement. From the shattered entryway, two figures emerge. Yoda, resolute and grim, and beside him, Anakin Skywalker, whole, changed, redeemed. 3 Jedi now stand against 1 Sith. Palpatine snarls, his golden eyes burning with fury. Realizing the balance has shifted, he releases a focused wave of dark side energy, a concussive force blast that sends the Jedi staggering and shatters the nearest platforms. The chamber groans under the strain. In the disarray, he strikes one last time, not with brute power, but with deception. With a subtle gesture, he clouds the Force itself, bending perception and masking his presence in a veil of shadows. One blink, and he is gone, vanished into the depths of Coruscant's underworld. Sidious's plans lie in ruin, but he is not finished. Not yet. Order 66 stole echoes, a galaxy-wide wound, a moment of betrayal that shattered the Jedi. Countless Jedi fall in the purge, their allies turned against them. But this time, something is different. Free from Palpatine's grip through a ripple in the Force, triggered by Yoda's confrontation with Anakin, some clones begin to hesitate. Captain Rex is among the first. He removes his inhibitor chip, and others follow. The loyalty bred into them was real, but so too was their capacity for choice. Now, many see their actions not as duty, but as tragedy. The surviving clones are no longer just soldiers. Some struggle with guilt, others seek redemption. The new Jedi Order does not cast them aside. Instead, it embraces them, not as tools of war, but as guardians of peace. Under Anakin and Ahsoka's leadership, clone veterans become peacekeepers, scouts, even mentors. Their battlefield experience proves invaluable as the Order's transition from a military institution to a humanitarian one. This Jedi Order is not the one that fell. Yoda, humbled by the war and the fall of Anakin, leads his rebirth with wisdom shaped by failure. No longer does the Order demand emotionless detachment. Instead, the Jedi are taught to understand their feelings, to form bonds, and to use empathy as a strength. Attachment is no longer feared. It is respected, guided, and balanced. Ahsoka Tano returns, not as a fugitive, but as a cornerstone of the new way. Her journey outside the Order, her compassion, and her refusal to blindly follow doctrine make her an ideal mentor to the next generation. Anakin, once a symbol of destruction, becomes a symbol of change, an embodiment of redemption and growth. Together, he and Ahsoka train new Jedi to act not as generals, but as guardians and mediators. Reaching out from Coruscant, the new Jedi Order spreads into the Outer Rim, not with armies, but with envoys. Jedi and clone veterans travel to forgotten worlds, bringing aid, rebuilding trust, and healing old wounds. They build temples not just as places of learning, but as centers of community, places where Jedi live among the people, not above them. On planets once ravaged by war, the Jedi help farmers grow crops, mediate disputes between clans, and restore what the Empire destroyed before it began. Some Outer Rim communities are wary though. Memories of the Clone Wars still linger. But when they see the Jedi walking side by side with former clones, not as commanders and troops, but as equals, something shifts. These Jedi do not come with orders, they come with open hands. Slowly, the galaxy begins to believe in the Force again, not as a weapon, but as a living thread that connects all beings. Padmé survives, not through miracle, but through the fierce will to live for her children, for Anakin, for the galaxy they still have a chance to heal. Her strength, like Anakin's, is reborn in hope, not despair. In a galaxy no longer ruled by shadows, the Skywalker family is no longer a symbol of tragedy, but of redemption. Together, Padmé and Anakin raise Luke and Leia, not in hiding, but in harmony, amidst the rebuilding of a refractured republic. Their home becomes a sanctuary, where peace is not a dream, but a daily practice. Luke grows under the dual guidance of Jedi Master Yoda and his father, a man who once walked the edge of darkness and returned. From Anakin, he learns to wield power with restraint. From Yoda, he learns the wisdom to see beyond it. And from his mother, he inherits an unwavering moral compass, a sense of duty shaped by diplomacy, compassion, and the belief that even broken systems can be mended. Leia, ever her mother's daughter, follows a different path. Trained in the Force but drawn to the arena of governance, she becomes a beacon of reform. Her mastery is not just in lightsabers and meditation, but in lawmaking, diplomacy, and the forging of alliances. She speaks with the voice of the Jedi and the fire of the Senate, bridging ancient wisdom with modern resolve. Together, the twins embody the future of the Jedi Guardians, not only of peace, but of justice and understanding. They are unafraid to confront the dark, not with hatred, but with clarity. In their generation, the old dogmas dissolve. Fear no longer drives the Order. Love is no longer forbidden. Balance, at last, is not a prophecy. It is a practice. The Skywalkers become more than legends. They become a lineage of light unshackled from the past. The legacy of pain ends with them. The legacy of hope begins because of them. Palpatine is defeated, but not destroyed. He retreats into the unknown regions. The darkness remains, but this time, the light stands vigilant. This was the galaxy where Anakin Skywalker was saved, and in saving him, the galaxy was giving a second chance. But still, questions remain. What if the Jedi had always embraced compassion? What if attachments had never been forbidden? What becomes of Palpatine in exile? And if darkness returns, will this new order be ready? The story continues. This is the power of choice. Subscribe for more Star Wars What If stories. And remember, in this galaxy, anything's possible.